have you join us on this week's episode of the program. I'm Melinda Kinlami. Loads of excitement on our lineup today. Interesting solo exhibitions from the harvest to the beauty of the watercolor medium. Then this debut exhibition at this new gallery in Lagos. We have that and more when Arthouse returns. Do stay with us.
To be creative means to be in love with life enough that you want to enhance its beauty.
We've got quite a number of solo exhibitions on the program today. Let's begin with The Harvest, an exhibition by this artist and scholar at the National Museum in Lagos.
Ikore, a Yoruba word for harvest. That's how contemporary artist Dr. Aderisoye Aladegbonge has captured his solo exhibition at the National Museum, Lagos.
Ikore simply means harvest, and harvest means that you have sown, and so you are waiting to have a reward. And so everybody sow in one way or the other, and at the end they will reap. Now, all the work that we have been doing since January, November, December, to me, they are moments of harvest, not moments that people are supposed to sorrow. But when you look at the works on display, they basically talked about celebration.
It's a project that has taken 7 years to put together. And I am excited exhibiting it on behalf of the artists, knowing fully well that it's something that will excite art lovers, curators, and as well as art collectors. It's about harvest. It's both philosophical as well as spiritual when you look at his works. We are excited because you look at his style, very impressionistic, and because of the style he is employed, it creates a lot of things in the minds of those who are lovers of art. His works are quite deep, and you need to do a study of his work for you to understand what he is trying to pass on.
The large and small paintings, adorned with black frames and arranged neatly in the exhibition hall, tell a story of personal experiences, culture, and history.
This Ikore is an investigation of a yam festival in Ondo State, Ilaramokin to be precise. And so the celebration comes in September. And what I have displayed there is the elements and the essence of a bountiful harvest. What comes after it? You have joy, you have people dancing, and you have all sorts of scenes showing people jubilating. And that's exactly what you have on display, and importantly interpreting the paraphernalias of both the rites before, during, and after the festival.
The audience resonate with the pieces displayed here as everyone looks forward to a bountiful harvest after they have worked diligently and passionately.
It's a lot of great work that has been displayed here. No wonder it took 7 years to develop, and I'm sure it's going to be taken off quite quickly. It's a great work, quite different from what we have been seeing. I've not seen things like this before. So they are new to me, and I can see the creativity in all of them.
It's a story of renewal and progress and encouragement to people throughout their lives. And it shows various scenes from our culture and our experiences as we go about our daily struggles and strives. And I think the really important part about harvest is that at the end of the day, at the end of the struggle, you reap something in return. And that's what's on showcase here today.
The artist had to burn the midnight oil for many years for this project to see the light of day.
Many of these works are proceeds of the research that I made for my PhD, which is basically plasto paint. It's a process of plastography, but I have 3 different areas here: the plasto paint, the serigraphy, and the metafoil on display. And all these make the body of work that are here. But it takes me nothing less than about 3 years to produce, because we have about 69 works on display.
His works, there are matters that talk to you concerning how you should operate. If you don't sow seed, you don't get anything out of what you are doing. You must sow seed of love, seed of respect, for you to get back respect, seed of food, for you to get food to eat. So it's really an exciting exhibition. He has taken our minds to how we should look at what we must do as members of society. He's telling us that, look, you must sow good seeds in the heart of men.
Besides being an artist, he's also a lecturer at the Yaba College of Technology in Lagos, where he has been teaching art for over 3 decades.
In another part of Lagos, we see First Insight, an exhibition of watercolor paintings by Olumuyiwa Olushola at the Gemini Art Gallery.
These watercolor paintings have been created by Olumuyiwa Olushola for a solo exhibition at Gemini Art Gallery, Lagos.
First Insight. It's actually a very long-waited show, because for a very long time we've not seen artists that actually worked on canvas for exhibitions. But in his own case, he just used its color, watercolor, to express himself in a dynamic way that is quite different from what we're used to. And today, it takes time for him to get here, but for this being his solo, I think the sky's limit.
Among the paintings for the exhibition are The Journey of the Light at the End of a Tunnel, The Light at the End of the Tunnel, Meeting Point, and more.
A few months back, somebody painted the biggest portraiture in the world. A few months back again, somebody had the biggest drawing in the world. Yes, a doctor actually did that. But for me not to follow the same pattern, so I have to drop it, then add that painting into my journey of life. So, and that title of the painting there is called Courage. And the courage actually explains way of life. Because in life, you experience a lot of things, either good or bad. But mainly, you need to understand what life is and the spiritualism of life. Because basically, all of us, we act more and develop more in our body. We live less of developing our spiritual life. And if you need to excel, in life, you need to put the two together, because both spiritually and physically, you need to bond. Mainly, spiritual aspect of our life actually determine or direct our physical life.
According to the artist, the decision to specialize in watercolor painting emerged gradually but became solidified during a period of self-reflection.
The basic thing that actually pushed more of it into me, when I was in secondary school, as small as I was then, I won an award for my school, whereby I think Governor Jakonde was the governor then. He gave my school Lightis, this big boss. I was like, because of art, because I painted his portraiture then for a competition, and the school came first. So from there, I could see that if I develop more on it, it could give me results. And I was actually using art. To feed myself when I was in secondary school. So maybe when we do biology, you can draw very well. Can you draw this paramecia? Can you draw amoeba? So I was doing it, collecting money from people. So that actually encouraged me.
Everybody that have been coming to see the watercolor collections, they have been saying, wow, 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 wow. And that is my own joy, because the first time I met him was in watercolor workshop. I saw him painting. I was like, wow, people still use watercolor like this in Nigeria. And from that time, I decided to make sure that I am close to him. And then we have been friends, working together as partner in and out of studio. And then we were able to follow him to this place where he's showing a massive watercolor collection. And I'm really fascinated about the giant masterpiece that he has there. I have never seen a watercolor as big as that anywhere before.
I think the artist has done a spectacular job. His use of watercolor, the paper as a medium, the white paper as a medium, as a base medium, and the way he has intricately layered the pigments of color, on top of that transparency that I spoke about, is just amazing. He's done very well.
After experimenting with various mediums from charcoal to oils, none seemed to offer the delicate balance between control and freedom that this artist was looking for.
I do oil, I do acrylic, but why watercolor? I realized that watercolor is very, very interesting in terms of fluidity. If you are not skillful enough, you cannot, embark yourself with watercolor painting. And when it comes to the material for watercolor, the real watercolor is more expensive. Very, very expensive. So basically, I would say, for now, the material that we use, both in oil painting and acrylic, we are still not getting it, because most of the materials I use, I do import them into the country. And because people are not encouraged enough, to use good quality material, most times, if you don't know much about art, you fall for it. But because of the economy that we are into, we can still manage whatever we have to get what we want.
His choice of colors, and a lot of the paintings are bold in his choice, but he doesn't hit you too aggressively with the colors. So they're bright, they come to you, they speak out, but they don't make too much noise, and it's really beautiful to experience.
This life is something that you need to see, most times, positive aspects. If you need to grow in life, you don't just wait for anybody to say somebody needs to push you, but you need to make the move first before somebody pushes you and give you that courage to move on. So my take home for them is they should see things, embrace it, and believe that yes, I can do it.
What I want our viewers to understand and to get is, I want them to get back to the back of their mind that there's hope on paper. There's hope with watercolor. There's hope with, expression and the dynamic way the artist can express himself.
First Insight is the title of this solo exhibition that reveals the beauty of the watercolor medium, its transparent layers, subtle blending, and capacity for creating light-filled compositions, which aligns perfectly with his vision of capturing the nuances of life and nature.
Interesting works there. Taking a moment now, Arthouse returns with more. Do stay with us.
Our wordsmith for this week is titled Writer of Destiny by Anila Bukhari. Write something bright for those who experience 1,000 deaths each day. Write some smiles for those whose pillows are moist with tears each night. Write a few pure moments of love for those who could never call anyone their own. Write a few droplets of soothing dew on their lips. Write true happiness in their pounding hearts. Write the fulfillment of unrealized dreams in their eyes. Write floral bracelets of joy for their soft hands. Write swinging earrings of solace for their ears. Even if you write nothing else, dear Lord, you must write freedom for them.
Time to head to the 202 Art Split Gallery in Lagos for this exhibition called Vessels.
It's another addition to the art spaces in the country as 202 Gallery in Lagos holds its debut exhibition titled Vessels.
The title of the work is Vessels, and my works scream women, and I believe women are vessels that we do not actually discuss about the way we should discuss about them, which is why I presented them this way, because I believe they are containers that held us, each and every one of us. We nurtured in them, and they brought us into this world. So yes, with this exhibition, I express them in different ways, with different narratives coming out from each work.
The show has 37 stunning pieces created by emerging artists who have fire in their bones.
Even though the artists in this exhibition Vessels are all young, they're all very profound and deeply resourceful artists. So we have a number of artists who are looking at cultural preservation, passing down old traditional art practices to the new generation. So despite them being young, they're all very deep at heart and in their artistic practice.
The work is just trying to let us know that we are all unique in our own ways, as much as we also have our flaws also. So it's now left to us to look inward into this person that you're meeting. This person is giving you a particular thing when you first meet them, but at the same time you have to give it time for the whole thing to settle in. At the end of the day, you might like them more than you originally planned. So that one, and at the same time it talks about embracing individual mindset, because we all have different mindsets, we all have different goals in life.
James Brown was saying, and he would say that it's a man's world, but it means nothing without a woman or a girl, And then men make things, men build, right? If you look there, you see pillars, which obviously were built by men. But then these pillars are supposed, just like the pillars of a house are supposed to hold up the house. The men most of the time make it seem as though they are holding up most things and they are helping things stand. But sometimes they're not actually doing the work that they are supposed to do. And I've experienced it because of the closeness I have with my mother. And sometimes the things that they pretend that they hold up are actually holding themselves, which is why if you look closely at this work, you see that the woman is actually holding herself. You see how her hands goes down to carry the pot. And I ended it with saying that even as she sits on those others, that's the pillars here, she still carries herself.
The artists explore themes like identity, spirituality and tradition in the various images selected for this opening show.
I'll talk about the lady with the bed in front, right? He's talking about, can you keep a secret? We find ourselves in a situation sometimes where we are lonely. We are just on our own, thinking about our life. There are some things we can't tell people, we can't share with people, that you can only just ponder on it, worry about it, then gradually find that strength to tell people. In that situation, sometimes nature comes to play. So in this scenario, the bed, in a way, is the only comfort or person this lady can communicate with, right? She might not be saying anything, but that moment it seems like the bed is the only thing present that can hear everything going on in her mind or going on in her life. So that's what this particular piece is all about.
I feel one of the things that makes us human beings really is our need for one another. We all saw what COVID lockdown did to everybody. People were in isolation, people had depression, people had all sorts of suicidal thoughts, and you find out that it's really hard to live by yourself. So my work's key into this exhibition because it reflects the essence of who we are as human beings, the need for that connection. So I explore human identity with connection with another person, in this case which happens to be my husband, but it goes beyond the context of marriage. It can actually go with any form of partnership. It could be with your relationship with a friend, your relationship with your family members, your relationship with even a business partner, because you need a level of trust for you to, build a company. So it just keys into the very essence of who we are as human beings.
I have 3 works on display, and the 3 works talks about the power of collaboration and the need for mentorship, and also the power of letting go, and the way it's fit into this exhibition is like all these themes is a way that it connects into mental health.
We have 7 artists from Nigeria and 1 from Ghana. And in Vessels, we're very interested in looking at artists who are using their artistic practice as a way to discuss societal issues or contemporary problems.
The gallery intends for collectors to enjoy the creativity of these fresh talents through this evening of art and inspiration.
We have more to see when Arthouse returns next time.
Coming up on Arthouse. Being Us, a solo exhibition by Somto Chukwuobi at the Thought Pyramid Art Center. A retrospective of Abiodun Olaku's drawings and paintings at the National Museum, Lagos. Plus, My Heritage, an exhibition by Dolapo Ogunisi at the Ogirikon Gallery in Lagos.
We encourage you to keep liking, sharing and viewing our page so more people can enjoy the ever-bubbly and ingenious art scene in the country.
Your Arthouse experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Arthouse on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Arthouse on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and I'm looking forward to continuing the discussion on our various social media platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Keep adding color to the world.